Hi and welcome to Medicine Past, Present and Future. My name's Dr Nick and I'm the past.
And my name's Dr Isabelle and I'm the future.
And together, we're the present.
Now, asthma is one of the commonest diseases suffered by about 1 in 9 Australians, and it has no cure. It seems to be becoming more and more common all the time. So, Dr Nick, is asthma a disease of the modern era?
That's a great question, Dr Isabelle. The word asthma actually comes from the Greek, meaning to puff or to blow. And it was first used by Hippocrates nearly 2,500 years ago, so not exactly new.
So if we knew about it nearly 2,500 years ago, did they have any treatments back then that maybe we could try now?
Well, they had treatments that they thought worked, because they said back then, if you drank the blood of wild horses and then ate 21 millipedes soaked in honey, you'd cure your asthma.
21 millipedes? Imagine if you only found 20, then what would you do?
Can you imagine? One more millipede and my asthma would have been gone. But Dr. Isabelle, are we any nearer to knowing what causes asthma?
We don't know what causes it, but what we do know, Dr. Nick, is what can make it worse, what can trigger it. And those are things like dust, pollen, exercise, and colds and flus.
Now, I noticed you didn't mention smoking, because there was a time when doctors recommended smoking, saying that the smoke would help clear the lungs and move the phlegm. Any truth to that?
Well, it's certainly not what we recommend these days. In fact, smoking is a major trigger for asthma as well. And even having someone in the house who smokes and brings that in their clothes can exacerbate an asthma attack.
So what's the best treatment for asthma these days?
Right, so these days we use puffers and inhalers to treat asthma. However, as doctors, what we often find is that people don't know how to use them correctly. So, Dr. Nick, I think you might have something for us today.
I'm very glad you asked that, Dr. Isabelle, because yes, these days we reckon that the best way to use an asthma puffer is through what's called a spacer. Now, this is a large volume one for adults, there are smaller ones for kids, and it's really simple. You just shake up your puffer, pop it in the end, puff, and then breathe. And that's your treatment. So, Dr. Isabelle, if asthma makes your breathing so difficult, does that mean it's the sort of thing that people can't play sport or they can't be singers?
Not at all. Actually, there are a lot of famous sports people and singers who've been diagnosed with asthma. Just to name 2 of them, David Beckham and the singer Pink.
And in fact, exercise is really important for asthmatics because it makes the lungs work and keeps them healthy. But you may need to go to your doctor and develop what's called an asthma management plan in order to know how to do this safely. And you also may need to use your puffer before your exercise.
Exercise is good for you no matter how bad your asthma is. In fact, Dr. Nick, it's pretty good for you even if you don't have asthma.
OK, Dr. Isabelle, how about we go for that power walk then?
On these shoes, Dr. Nick?
Oh, come on.
All right.